Hello there, I'm Gapwine back in Planet Explorers, and I have with me this epic sword that I made last time. It's very sci-fi, retro sci-fi sort of. In contrast, I just made this one. This is this nice little sort of fantasy short sword. So I used a couple of tricks and things. This ball in the middle, I used my decals to make glow. This thing doesn't do the best damage, 195. Which is a little less than this large one, but that kind of makes sense. This one is twice as long. This one's just a nice little short sword. It's kind of inspired by a World of Warcraft sword I saw. I was watching a History of Warcraft video, and this guy had the sword like this. I could maybe stand to be a little bit longer, but I kind of like it as a short sword. Anyway, I really was just inspired by the little floating orb in the middle of the other sword there, and wanted to do something along those lines with the two blades and the glowing orb. And I think it turned out rather well. I hope you do as well. We're going to jump in to past me making this so that you can see all the tips I talked about, all the tricks and things, and what in the world is going on there. Look at that. It's just making a little glowy circle on her hair. That is strange. It's like intersecting that strand of hair and making a weird little glowy. Does that look as weird to anyone else? I don't know. Anyway, here it is, our fantasy-inspired sword build. I give you over to past me, who is much more awake and hasn't been talking for an hour or so. So he should sound better and much more enthusiastic than I do. Now let's get started building that sword that you hopefully just saw. I know, I'm editing the video, but as obviously, why do I always hit tutorial? Anyway, obviously I have to build it before I can show it to you, so if you've just seen it or not is a problem for future me, and future me is someone I don't know that well. So, I'm going to start off on this sword, and I'm going to start in the middle, but one off, like I like to do, and then we're going to set up our... Well, actually, we're not going to set up symmetry yet, because there's a few things that I want to do with it first. So I made some sketches of this before I started, because it's inspired by another thing, but I need to think about this for a second, actually. It's inspired by another thing, but I wanted to, do a few sketches, plan out some stuff. It's going to be a little more complicated, because it's got some weird shapes, so hopefully you enjoy watching that. Let's make sure we're pointed in the correct direction here. Red. There we go. Nothing worse than building the whole sword and having it be backward. Might not matter as much at this. So, we're going to build with aluminum. I'm not sure what the damage output on this thing is going to wind up being, but I'm going a lot more for aesthetics on this build. Actually, I want to start a little lower. Yeah, something like that, I think. So we need a circle. First thing we need is a circle down here. We can mess with a little bit. We need at least an oval. A circle or an oval. Or an ellipsoid. Something along those lines. Anyway, but normally I'd use the cylinder tool here. And make a square 7x7, hit tab, and give me a circle. Actually, that turned out better than I thought it would. Alright, let's do a quick comparison then. I was thinking of using the sphere tool. Let's take another 7x7 here and see which one gives me a better edge on it. Alright, the sphere gives me a much cleaner, sharper edge on my weapon like that. So we're going to use the sphere tool for this one. Let's get rid of both of these. Come on. Okay, easier to just do that. So we're going to use the sphere tool here. And it's probably going to be an ellipse more than a circle. So I have to go across there, and it should be bigger than that. Yeah, bigger than that. I always make things too small. Alright, 12, and then up, not quite that high. It needs to be still more circle shaped, but with a little bit of a ovaloid, and 12, 12 is there. Let's get it to 12, 16ish. Yeah, that's nice. A little more ovaloid, sort of a. Looks kind of funny, actually. Gonna take some work to make this go into the hilt well. Maybe I should work on the 2, 3, 4. Maybe I should actually do a little work on the main section, the main focal point here. Make sure that looks good. I need to move this handle over by 1, doot, so that it's in the middle. Wrong way. Dude. I want the middle pixel of this. Never mind, I'll deal with this and then I'll move the handle. It's not like I can't move the handle. Alright, let's feather by 4. Nope. No, no, no. Is this like square in the middle? Yes, it would appear to be. So feather by, let's say 3. That's square. Alright, let's delete that, see what we get. We got a hole. That's what I wanted. Not really as round of a hole as I wanted. But we've got some other things to do. Let's turn feathering off. Alright, I want to take out that part in the middle as well. Gives me kind of a this-shaped hole. And then we can fiddle with the these values to make it slightly more hole-shaped. Oops. 14. Oh wait, negative 14 there? No, positive 14. Anyway, that's the basic effect we're going for. We can fiddle with these a little more later. What's that? Negative 44 for them. I might time lapse some of that, because that's going to be boring. Alright, now I definitely want to be a couple pixels above this plane. Yeah, just like that. And I want to have a sphere in here, an actual sphere. So I need to start it further over. Aluminum. I want it to be an actual little sphere in the middle. Let's move up slightly. That's too much in the middle. Still too much in the middle. This thing is so jumpy. 24 and 25. Let's try 25. Then we'll make a little, I guess, 3 by 3 by 3. Close, but it started in the wrong place, I think. Alright, let's put it. Ugh, it's very difficult to control this. 1, 2. 3 by 3 by 3. I think I started everything off center a little. Oh no, because it has to be divisible by 2 in the middle. These 2 blocks have to be in the middle. I have to make it 4 by 4 by... by 4, that's bigger than I wanted. But it's more in the middle, so the problem here is we just need to start it lower down. Let's try 23. Alright, and... no, that's not going to work. 20... we need to start at 24. If it's not going to work, we're going to need to redo this bit. Alright, 1, 2, 4, 5, 4. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4. 4. There we go. 4 by 4 by 4. Frickin' ah. Ah, it can't be in the middle like that. Okay. We've ended up with a problem here. I think it's because our hilt was in the wrong place. I need our hilt to have 1 pixel in the center. Alright, so I want front side. I need that pixel there to be in the center of our hilt. So let's go into parts, move the hilt around. Over one there, over there. And let's move the frickin' thing up. So we have some room down to work at the bottom. And a little more room at the bottom. Okay, there. Now that thing is in the center of our hilt. That 1 pixel right there. It's yeah, it's got 1 on each side. It's got 2 on these sides. Oops, forgot. Now we need to, alright, materials. Let's just select that and delete it. And down a couple. Alright, now that we've got 1 pixel in the middle, we can go back and make our circle again. There, on center, 15 across. There, now, I need this to be at least 5, I think. Start in the center there. Get rid of a hole in the center. Looks off center, but it shouldn't be off center. Alright, now we want to not feather, we want to get rid of this middle. Like that. Still looks off center to me, but it's not. You're imagining things. I'm imagining things. It's in my mind. It's all in my mind. Alright, now I need... That's where the center. That's the center. It's all in my mind. Let's make this gold so that make it diamond so we get a couple different parts in here. This should be a 3x3x3. Should be right in the center there. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. So I wouldn't mind having a little bigger, so let's move it down by 2. Where is it now? It is... Ah, this thing's a possible result. So 27. I want it to be a 25. And I'll see if I can make a 26. I need one in the center. There's a 3x3x3. I think I need a 5x5x5 to keep it in the center. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 5. Yep, in the center, in the center, in the center, and in the center. There we go. There's the basis of our sword with some diamond in the middle. Diamond. Diamonds, out of curiosity. How much damage is this doing? Seriously? This is already doing 177 attack? We haven't even added the blade part yet. Apparently that's how you build a sword. Oh, wow. Alright, now, this is where it gets asymmetrical, so let's make sure we're on the correct side here. I want to bring this up to a little over where this starts curving in. I'm going to change back to aluminum. Now I want to use the wedge. Now I want to use the wedge so we can get a nice thin blade here. I want to draw it right there where that is. Right there, right in there. See that hole there? It won't let me draw, so let's see if I can. Maybe I should delete that. Then it might let me draw there. So I'm going to be drawing over part of this anyway. Yeah, so right there is where I want it to be. want it to be one thick. I want it to go to almost the middle, and I want it to go up quite a way. I think I got it too far though. I want it to go to not quite almost the middle. About there. No, one more. I need it to be 7 long. 7 up. Okay, so that is middle, and I need to go up pretty far, and we'll turn it around so that we actually get a blade shape on it. There, like that. So just touching that. No touching. No touching. No touching. No touching. No touching. It's gonna mess up my carefully made ball thing here. Did it mess up the shape much? A little bit, but not actually as much as you'd think. No, not quite as much as you'd think. No, so we still have a pretty good blade here. Nah, back. Right, back. This is gonna be a problem. Need a steeper angle. No, let's just make the blade part by doing that. Actually, let's make it even a steeper angle. We'll add the blade part by doing this. Okay, except I want it to be taller than that. Ugh. This is why I time-lapse some of these things. I've noticed, I think some of you who are watching aren't liking the ones with slightly less commentary, but this is why I time-lapse some of them. Alright, so this just makes a big, sharp, pointy thing. Okay? Pointy. We actually want to add... It's going to be an additive process here. I want to actually add some stuff in the back. I want it to be from there to there, and go all the way up the blade. Like that. We'll deal with this after the fact. We need to add a couple of things in here, like that. So it goes like this, and now I need to actually get rid of some of this stuff so that it looks like it curves, it goes up correctly. And get rid of that entirely. We're gonna have to add a piece there. Probably add a piece here that is mostly gone. With our volume thing, this volume mabob is great. I love this thing. And then we'll add another bit right there. And really 2 up there. Let's add another one here, and then one there. Okay. This one will be even more almost gone. I want it to continue the... This one can be up a little bit. I do wish it gave you more of a kind of live, live preview thing. And this one needs to be up a little bit more. There we go. Alright, we need to keep going up with this curve, until it looks like the pixel's fading out into the next one. So that's good there. That one's good there. That one is good there. Probably gonna put some music over this, because this is gonna take a while. Okay, now we want to continue out this way. I think we're gonna need this one to be there, but nearly gone. And now we might actually be able to carry it back one. There. Making these complicated blade shapes sure gets complicated. Who'd have thought, huh? Let's just add a lot more up here and let it feather out. There's no good way to do this, you just have to manually feather it. Just like that. Just out of curiosity. Seriously, that only added like 1 damage? I have to give it a golden hilt or something. Okay, so we got that part of the blade done. I'm liking that. I don't necessarily want to delete these. I think that'll look weird. Actually, it doesn't really look weird. I like that. Okay, let's turn on our symmetry briefly. Because I want to make sure that... Back? No, other way. There we go. I want to fade this out, and I want to make sure that it goes on both sides. Just want to make sure that this is fading out correctly. I still want it to go out to the big blade there, but I want it to not look like it's out of place, oops, on the circle. That's not too bad. No, that's pretty good, and I want to actually fill in some of these bits. Like, no, that's too far. Stop that. Back. There should be single bits here somewhere. This is still a 1 pixel, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot about that. I actually didn't need symmetry. I just needed to turn down some of the volume on these. This is how you make a 1 pixel blade. It's complicated. Might put that in the thing. This is consider this a little bit of a tutorial or practice tutorial on how to make a 1 voxel thick blade on your stuff. You notice how everything's 1 voxel, even though this is a lot skinnier than this entire piece of the blade here. Which I kind of like. This bit is sharp. Sharp, sharp, sharp. Super sharp. Then it still goes up into a decent... I wanna fine tune this a little bit. I want it to be pointier. There, goes up into a nice curve. Just like that. Excellent. Now I do the same thing on the other side, but I want it to be... So you get rid of that. Do the same thing on the other side, but I want it to be shorter. Let's see, out. Only that short. Tab until you get the right triangle, but not a right triangle. That would be strange. Yep, just like that. Then we'll take care of this later. Then once again, we want to add up here on the top over about 3. Come down. And that way. We got rid of this row on that side, so we'll do it on this side as well. Now you look a little more even. Good, we will then I don't know, should we delete that? Yeah, that looks better. Delete that. And to feather this a bit, we can actually turn some of the bits in the middle up instead of just turning these down. There's a nice, nicer edge. Yep, this is all about getting these transitions going. We took away some of the damage. If we want damage, then this thing's gonna have to be in the hilt. It's just unfortunate truth. Alright, now we just need to get this bit to be pointy again. By the way, this voxel volume only appears if you're selecting one at once. If you have two, then all you can do is fill or delete. There. It's really the basics of the blade. That's all I wanted it to do. It's nice and thin. With that cool floating orb in the middle for sort of a fantasy feel. Like it. Let's get these to just feather out a little better. It does have a strange transition right there. Even if it has to feather out slightly, I still want it to be good there. Okay, now the hilt. This is going to be the problem. It's got to have a decently ornamental hilt with a weird blade like this. But I actually didn't have any good ideas for the hilt, so we're just going to have to play as we go. I've got symmetry on, which I should turn off. First thing we're going to do is replace this with some... let's make the hilt out of gold, give us another material. Increase our damage slightly. I'm just going to replace this hilt with a little box. No, that's too much of a box. Alright, I like to replace it with 3 that way first. Going like that, and then one going up the side. Yeah, I give it that kind of shape. Alright, that's where our hilt's gonna be. Now we can make this part invisible. Apply to the model. Now I need to just draw in some things with our gold here. I think we need to make some sort of reverse cutout of this that goes the other way, which we might be able to do with some feathering. Too much feathering. Let's see. Yeah, way too much feathering. Back. Feather by 1, maybe? Down here. Still way too much. Ugh. And the feathering cuts out these weird straight circle things here. Excuse me, which aren't great. I think what I might need to do is this trick where I add some material to the bottom, like this, and then you can add some material to the bottom this way. Then you can go in and feather and select a couple going in a more specific direction. And then if you're feathering, oh, that could be a problem with the feather. That's actually probably what the problem was. If you're feathering, you want to have symmetry off because it does it twice. Yeah, that was the problem. Okay, my fault there. So we might be able to actually just give this a 2 feather in the right place. There was not the right place. Down there? No, also not the right place. Should be maybe down here somewhere, actually. It's not bad. If I give it one up here. No. I'm going to play with this. Let's just bring the hilt around. I think I might be able to just bring the hilt around this way. First off, I want to have symmetry back on. I want the hilt to go up the middle like this, which means we need to have it feather off. Okay, now we need to taper these edges. And since we want it to be four-way symmetrical, let's do that. Four-way symmetrical needs to go that way. There, now it's actually in the middle. Hide window. Okay, there's the transition. It's a teeny bit awkward, but not bad, and we can add. Let's turn off Z symmetry. I want to add a little sort of shelf out. Yeah, hand guard kind of out this way. Continue it out more. I want it to be slightly decorative, but actually I should turn Z symmetry back on. Back on the Z symmetry. Alright, let's make a little shelf sort of thing. No, I want it to be one and out a little more. Kind of like that. Let's turn symmetry off again because I want the lead side to be bigger. So we'll cut a couple off here. And I kind of want this lead side to curve over the hand slightly. So I should just, let's not feather them out. I forgot how to make it. Right, depth 3. Good, Shift Alt for down. Then Shift Alt for down, Shift Alt for down. Let's actually give it a little more because I want to make it rounded. And then we can delete these ones. Good. Now it comes down over your hand a little bit. Looks a bit weird, but that's because we want to select one. We want to feather it out again, make it rounder. Not bad, looks like a hand guard. A little thick in the front, but that's good because it's hand guard. Let's try taking off this top layer here. There we go. See how weird some of the polygons get when you're doing this? It's not a very precise science. It does help. It's the only way to get any kind of curves or tapers or anything. Okay, that looks like a fencing hand guard. pretty much what I was going for. This one, I need to make one thicker up on that top. Yeah, just like that. Except for, I want these couple of pixels. Not depth, I want these couple gone so that it, dang it, down. Back, I don't want it to have that weird spike right there. If I bring this down, does the spike go away? Yes, it does, okay. Bring it down till the spike goes away. It's alright, because I want this to kind of be an in curve anyhow. Alright, that part of the hilt looks fine. Now, out of curiosity, still only 160 attack. And like I said, we're not going to get good attack. I just don't think that the blade mass is going to be good enough. Alright, let's see if we can we feather this out slightly so that it becomes more rounded. On the z-axis as well. So take it down just a little bit. It tapers down. I don't know. A lot of work for not that much return, actually. Yeah, let's do diamond. Let's grab my circle here. Let's do what, 6 by 6? That's not right. 5 by 5? Yeah, 5 by 5 by, let's call it 8. It's kind of a nice counterweight on it. Taper this back so that it flows in better. Yeah. Need to. The voxel volume changed. Need these ones here to taper a little better. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Time to paint the thing. Alright, first thing I want to see if I can do is, if you watched my decal tips, you know, I like to just use decals for glowing parts, and I want this to glow. Didn't necessarily want that to mirror, but I really need to turn off Z-symmetry, actually. Alright, I really want this to glow. And parts, so let's select this one. Let's rotate it, maybe. I was thinking having it go this way might be good. It's a little weird. Okay. Let's get rid of these and let's turn off symmetry completely. And get rid of that one. Then move this one more into the middle. There we go. Now I'm hoping that I can just, let's do 0.105. Does that make it bigger? I don't know. Let's do 0.2 and see how bad that is. Not bad. Alright, I need 0.1. Let's do 0.19. we'll do that, and then I'm going to paint it. We'll do that, and I'll paint it a bright yellow. For the ball, we'll see how bad that looks. When I take it into game, we'll see if that looks bad, and if it does, then I'll change the decal out later, especially if I'm going to put it up. I'll definitely change the decal if I'm going to put it up anyway. Alright, blade. I want the blade to be kind of a silver, which silver tends to have a little bit of blue in there. On the grayer sides, a little bit of light bluish metal color. Yeah, that's pretty good. There, actually some of that yellow I want. Let's go back, let's get a lighter shade. It's higher, slightly lighter. Turn it, paint is good, radius down, but strength way down, and do a little bit of a glow effect on the inside here. Gives us a kind of nice glow effect. You can paint these things just like you're painting a miniature or like a Warhammer model or something. There, see how that looks like it's glowing now in the middle? Much better. Very good. Now let's turn the radius back up, strength up to 100. Let's figure out what color we want this to be. Like sort of a bronze color for the handle here. Bronzy color. I'm not going to keep the whole thing bronze, obviously, but kind of a bronze color, and then we need to turn the radius down like 0.5 for this part in the middle here. Alright, good. Need to get back that silver color. Unfortunately, this is a hard bit, trying to like match the colors back up later. That looks pretty good. So now we need to paint over our mistakes. I wish there was a color picker. This really needs a color picker. It's crying out for color picker. Let's go back to our bright yellow. That brush, strength down. Make sure that it draws down on this a little bit, because this is sticking out, so it would catch more of the rays. And even more, with strength down a little more, and that little bit of super bright. And some very bright is right on the edge here. There, glow effect. While I'm at it, let's make this part of the blade, let's try to make this a little bit of a brighter silver. I wish we don't really have metallics, but I can make this bit a little brighter white on the edge, like it's been used or sharpened recently. It's not going to look exactly right because metallic colors. I actually think I need to make the rest of it a darker metallic color, like this. No, don't feather. Strength up, radius. Let's make it 4. It's a little too blue. Let's make it on the grayer side. Yeah, there we go. Nice blue gray metal color. Means we're gonna have to repaint some of this, I think. Yeah, we're gonna have to repaint our glow effects, unfortunately. You can get some better stuff if you use a texture decal. I don't know. I like the painting. It's like making War Games miniatures or something. Bring our glow back. I need a super bright yellow. Bright yellow. Strength down. And strength way down for this one. All along inside here. A little bit more slop. There we go. Probably use a feather for that actually, I wonder. We can redo that pretty easily. What if I actually feather this by, like, say 5? Let's up our selection. Turn symmetry off or it's going to overpaint. Fill color. It's not bad. Now let's up it a bit. It's like using a... Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's like using a an airbrush. There. Look at that. Let's do 4, no 5. Let's do 5, make it the even brighter, like white color, and fill. And there we got a glow effect. So you can use this thing like an airbrush. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it counts as painting all of the pixel sides, so it ups the amount of dye you need if you're making it in non-creative. But as I said, I'm just going for some looks here. Let's turn that on. I want to add a little bit of a reddish, jewelry looking accent down here. That's not terrible. I'll go back and paint with the copper later. Let's do a little bit of a lighter. Let's do a little bit of a darker on the bottom. Oops. Darker color on the bottom here. Like that. And then we'll give it a light. Then we'll give it a little bitty highlight up here. And a little more one because we're gonna have to paint over some of it. Now, if we can go back with our copper color, hopefully we'll be able to get rid of a little of that overspill and it'll look pretty good. I like this darker copper color actually. I might just replace some of the sword with that. There we go. This particular program seems to be all about like just painting and repainting to get rid of some of your weird edges there. That's not bad. It's not the perfect like little jewel paint that I wanted. And then we'll use this darker color to give this thing a little bit of a not interesting kind of worn look. Like that. And I feel like the paint job's not the best, but I think it's working out right now. So let's give this a quick save. Let's save this and then we'll export it and see how it looks in game. Save with like that. That looks pretty cool. Let's change the background color to something we can recognize. Make your background colors different because it's so hard to see your creations. Capture. I don't know what to call this. Glowball Sword. Oh, that's the author name. I'm not Glowball Sword, I'm Gefwin. Let's call this Glowy Ball. I'm so bad at names. Now it's saved, and you already saw it at the beginning of the video, but here it is at the end. Not the greatest paint job ever, but still pretty good. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe if you like it. As always, if anyone requests it, I will put this up on one of the sharing sites. I have not yet bothered to learn how to do those much yet, so I don't know. It's not looking as good, but if you like it, I can put it up for you. I'm Gefwin. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.